now. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. As you are entering the webinar, please make sure that your mics are muted and that your first name or the name of your business is visible in your Zoom screen. And also feel free to put the name of your business and the type of business you have in the Q&A section. My name is Alexis Fox. I'm the Marketing and Training Manager here at the South Florida SBDC at FIU. And I want to welcome you to part 2 of AI for Beginners, which is being presented by our Google certified consultants, Adriana Madrinan and Mark Mungenast. Okay, so once again, welcome. If this is your first time in one of our webinars, or last week was one of your first times, we're going to share a little bit of information about the SBDC before we jump into today's presentation. Okay, so what is the SBDC? It's a Small Business Development Center, and it's a program in partnership with the U.S. Small Business Administration, state governments and universities, as well as private sector organizations. There are over 1,000 SBDC centers across the country, including those hosted at colleges such as FIU. And we offer a wide array of services, including webinars like the one you're attending today. We offer different consulting on the areas of service listed on the screen here for you, as well as any other business resources that you need. We also partner with several community leaders nationally and locally to help assist you and your business where you need. Next. Again, this is the Florida network, so we are located all the way northwest as the Panhandle, and as far south as into the Florida Keys, represented by our FIU Center. Our impacts and outcomes, we have done over $500,000 in access to capital, which is loans and equity. We've helped over 9,000 businesses start, whether it's through one-on-one consulting or through assistance. We've had close to 30,000 clients over the lifetime of our center from 2014 to 2024, created over 500 jobs, and have a 95% client satisfaction, which means that you're in great hands. Next. And in addition to Adriana and Mark, who you've met or will get to know during the course of this presentation, we have a full consulting team that assists in the different areas of service that you may need. You are able to connect with them through this free resource by requesting a consultation, utilizing the link in the chat. And if you're interested in other upcoming webinars and workshops, we ask that you do subscribe to our newsletter. It is the best way to stay on top of the different resources, funding opportunities, and workshops that we have upcoming. So you can scan the QR code on the screen, or you can subscribe with the link in the chat. Okay, and without further ado, I'll turn it over to Adriana.
Thank you, Alexis, and welcome everybody. It's nice to have you again. I'm here with Mark Mungenast. It's been our pleasure to create these 2 courses for you, and there are more to come. So some housekeeping items. This is part 2 of 2, that is the beginner section. I will show you in a minute, if you missed part 1, how you can watch the video. Also, please, any questions that you have, start using the Q&A. We will answer all the questions at the end. But please put it in the Q&A so we don't forget. You don't forget your question, and we don't forget to answer your question. Also, like last time, at the end, you will see a link that has in Notion all the relevant information of this presentation. So by you clicking at this QR code at the end of the presentation, you will have access to the prompts and the information that we give you. So the objectives for today are how AI can streamline your work by automating daily operations and simplify marketing flows. And also we will explain how with the AI tools, you can organize and analyze not only operational tasks, but marketing data to help you make better decisions faster, and improving efficiency, targeting, and growth. Please be aware that all the images of this presentation have been generated, images and videos have been generated with AI. So last week agenda, in last week, we saw what is AI in simple terms, how to set it up in minutes, and how to take care of your private data, and the best practices for AI. And then we work in some smart prompts. We help our fictitious client how to hire a manager, how to see if they could hire a manager financially, and then what was their task they had to do, like the manual. So if you missed last week's presentation, or if you want to watch it again, please go to our normal page. Just put SBDC at FIU, Google that. It will take you to our page. Under events and trainings, webinar recaps, if you put see more, as you can see, this is part 1. Here are all our videos. You're welcome to revisit that video. For today's agenda, we will continue. That's why it's 5, 6, 7, 8. We will continue applying AI for operations. We will apply AI for marketing and sales. We will show you examples of how to, at the end, how other companies are already starting to implement and integrate AI, and how to measure AI. So once again, we're gonna use the case, the fictitious case, the downtown marketplace. So you may remember the downtown marketplace is a downtown Miami-based LLC founded in 2021, a local marketplace supporting farmers and artisans. Multiple revenue streams they have, like farmers markets, a cafe, local products that are sold in-house and online. And yes, like every single small business owner, they have challenges. In their case, is the changes and fluctuations in inventory and seasonality. And they have limited staff, issues with team management and delegation. The owners, as we introduced last week, they're Christina, that has 55% of the company, and Thomas, that has 45%. And they're very curious to continue applying AI in operations and marketing, and that's what we will do today. Remember, in this QR code, if you need more information about the downtown marketplace, you will go to the Notion page and you can get more. I'm not gonna click today since we did it last week. So let's start with AI applied to operations. So last week, if you remember, we did like a manual for the new hire. Now, Christine and Thomas need to create a standard operating procedure, which is usually called an SOP. So after hiring the manager of Downtown Marketplace, Christina and Thomas must create a clear standard operating procedure to guide daily operations. So why companies use an SOP? Because that gives step-by-step instructions on how to do the routines and activities. It ensures consistency, quality, and efficiency. And it matters because once you have SOPs for your processes, your employees will start standardizing the process. So this was a task that it used to take a lot of time before, but now we can do it in a simple way with AI and save time, reduce confusion, and simplify new staff training. I'm gonna remind everybody that last week we talked about how to make good prompts, and we clearly explained that clear prompts equals to clear answers. So it's like when you ask someone a question, if you ask a good question, the answer is much better than if you ask a vague or a bad question. So we discussed 3 formulas. The original formula where you describe the role that you want the AI to play, the task, the content, the format, and the tone. You will see, like in this case, act as a marketing consultant, write a friendly 100-word post for a gluten-free bakery, okay? Few shot prompting, we also discuss about that, is when we give examples and AI uses those examples to mimic in a way the tone and the language that we use to create new content. And chain of thought prompting is when we walk AI through all the logical steps by steps. And that's usually, we use chain of thought prompting when we are doing more complex inquiries with AI. So to create the SOP, or the standard operating procedure, this is the prompt we're gonna use today. So we're gonna ask AI, create a standard operating procedure for the new general manager at the downtown marketplace, a mission-driven marketplace that sells farm fresh groceries, artisan goods, and hosts community events. Include the following: the purpose of the general manager role, core responsibilities, operations, vendor management, staff supervision, community events. We want that daily, weekly, monthly tasks, reporting structure and communication with others, decision-making authority, and escalation process, key performance indicators. So once we run that prompt, this is the response we got. And like last time, you can see the detailed response in the QR code I'm going to show you in a minute. But also, we included some tools that you can use for your operations tasks. So remember, in this course, we are not only talking how to use large language models like AI, like ChatGPT, or Gemini, or Perplexity, or Cloud, but we are also showing you platforms that have already embedded AI for your work. So let me show you how the response you got. Remember, everything is in Notion. This is the same page that you received last week. So even if you have last week link, you can continue using it. But as you can see, the first three were the first three links we used last time. We are starting with these new links. So for the standard operating procedure, the new hire, AI really gave us a very clear response. So it names the general of the position, the role, the mission of the company. So what is the purpose of this role, the core responsibilities, as you can see here, the daily, weekly, and monthly tasks, as we ask, and all the decisions and the key performance indicators. So it's very detailed in the response we got. If you continue scrolling down, you will find all these platforms that can be an option for you to use to do this type of SOPs and other operational tasks. Okay, so let's continue. So now we have finished with all the operational applications with AI. Remember, you can use all these prompts with your own companies. You can tailor a little bit, tweak what you need, but we encourage you to test them, okay? Now we're gonna move into AI apply for marketing and sales. Mark, do you want to explain to us the customer touchpoint map?
Yes, thank you very much. This is our customer touchpoint map. It's the opportunity to delight your current customers and capture new customers. These touchpoints come from your point of sale system, POS. They come from your CRM, or customer relationships management system. They come from your customer engagement platforms, the CEP, and your company content platforms. Each system captures a different stage of the relationships: POS sales, CRM follow-up, CEP loyalty. It all ties together. AI ties together, making each interaction feel personal. Now, what you have here, we've expanded the customer touchpoint map, and each of the systems, POS, CRM, etc., has multiple tools. I'm going to mention a few of them. So POS, you may have a Square or a Lightspeed, a Clover, or if you're into e-commerce, perhaps a Shopify system to capture the sale. For a CRM, you could be using Salesforce or HubSpot, or Zoho. If your engagement platforms are like chatbots, like ManyChat, Drift, Intercom, Fin is the application platform there. And I'm going to speak a minute about the company content platforms. This is every place where your profile exists, your data exists, your services, what you do. And it can be in web, as shown in the top left-hand corner, and that exists in your blogs, for instance. It can exist in your emails that you send out, obviously, in MailChimp or Constant Contact. It lives in your social media, whether that social media is TikTok, YouTube, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, etc. And of course, it lives with Google in Google Maps, Google Business Profile, etc. And on the other side right there, it lives in either your digital brochures or your paper brochures. We're going to talk about each of these touch points. But before we do, we want to talk a little bit about the sales funnel. So each system aligns with the sales funnel. POS drives conversions. CRM manages interest. CCP content and CEP manages awareness and engagement. So AI connects them all, and you'll see how AI does that so that the data flows seamlessly from marketing to sales to retention. And what do you get? You get a smooth customer journey from first touch to advocacy. Now we're going to go into AI company platforms, and Adriana is going to take you through there, how AI can improve the content in your platforms.
Thank you, Mark. So last time we talked about the generative AI for content. And remember that we said that generative AI is when we add text, and from that text, we either get text, images, audio, or code. So we're going to use, out of the 4 groups of touch points, we're going to start discussing the first group. And it's one that we are very familiar with. The company content platforms that Mark already explained through your website, mail, social media, Google, and other marketing pieces. So the first case we can put here is understanding your customer. So you can use AI to find your customer persona. I've done this a lot with many clients, even though this example doesn't have the zip code. I've used it a lot with clients, for instance, that have a store. So you can even use it and request, for instance, official sources to create the persona of that area and put the zip code. It will go to the detail to tell you who's living there, the families, the size, a lot of detail. So in this case, we're using this prompt for the downtown marketplace. We start with the role. Act as a senior marketing strategist for the downtown marketplace. Using industry knowledge and customer behavior trends, create a detailed buyer's persona for our target audience. Families who live within a 10-mile radius of downtown Miami, who are interested in farm-to-table goods, ages 25 to 60. Also include a brief paragraph describing how Downtown Marketplace can tailor its marketing to attract and retain this persona. The persona should include name, age, profession, household income, in what neighborhood they live, how often they cook at home, what they value in a grocer, their digital habits, and key decision-making factors and potential objections. I want to make a note that even if by changing the 10 miles or 5 miles or 30 miles, it may change your response. So be very careful on the data that you give. So this is the response we got. I'm going to show you in a minute. If you want to see the complete response, you can use the QR code with your cell phone. So when we put the prompt, it gave us a super detailed buyer persona. Remember that we asked for the main persona with those elements, with those characteristics that we mentioned. It can give us more than one target if that's what we want. In fact, I didn't add it, but at the end it said, do you want me to give you the secondary target? So this will be the primary target. And it clearly described the name. It will be Daniela and Luis, the age they have, what do they do, what is the range of the household income, where are the neighborhoods they live in, their cooking habits, where do they shop, what do they value in the grocer, the digital media habits, the key decision making, any potential objections, like for instance, parking. And how can they, the downtown marketplace attract them and retain this persona? So it's very detailed. So we really encourage you to use this prompt. Once we have described the buyer persona, we can also use AI for social media. So act as a social media strategist, remember the role, for downtown marketplace that wants to attract, highlight uniqueness, and build loyal local following. Write 5 Instagram captions that are engaging, informative, and aligned with our voice: friendly, professional, unique, and local. Use a mix of post types. Quick vegetable prep tip. So the first one will be quick vegetable prep tips and ways to use them. The second one, behind the scenes at the downtown marketplace coffee stand, on the real job retail stories at the downtown marketplace home goods retailer, customers drinking coffee together or eating baked goods. And the fifth caption will be tell a friends to shop at the downtown marketplace. Include relevant emojis, inspiringly. If you use AI, you will see they love emojis, local hashtags, and encourage engagement when appropriate. Example, questions and call-outs. Keep captions under 150 words each and add a call to action when it makes sense. For instance, come and visit us today, tag a friend who needs this, etc. So once again, we included the prompt and it gave us a lot of very detailed captions. So I'm gonna show you. Sorry, I'll give you the link. Let me give you the link so you can scan the QR code if you wanna see the details, okay? I'm gonna wait a little bit. Okay, now let me go. So for the social media, and remember at the end, you will have this link with everything. You can copy the prompt, you can adapt it for your own needs. And it gave us, look, very detailed, quick veggie tip, the 5-minute market bowl. Fresh local veggies make all the difference. Try this quick market bowl. Dice tomatoes, cucumbers, etc., etc. Local tip: mix and squeeze. Mix in a squeeze of lime from our citrus corner for a true Miami flavor. Everything fresh at Downtown Marketplace, and the hashtags. So you see, it really customized each of the captions that I requested. And it's very interesting how it gave the tone and it made it different each of them. So once you have done your social media, you can also use it, for instance, to create email campaigns. Again, we're changing the role. Act as a direct marketing strategist or DM marketing strategist, expert on direct mailing, strategies. Help me generate 4 to 6 week email campaign for a promotion aimed at educating, engaging, and retaining customers to shop local. The campaign should focus on wellness and in-season farmers market items. Build trust and position the downtown marketplace as the freshest local go-to for unique produce, coffee, baked goods, and retail items. Include ideas for email subject lines, main topics, and call to actions. Be written in a friendly, professional tone that reflects the downtown marketplace values of community, education, and local. A, list of 6 email topics, including time and suggestions and themes such as overall health and by eating fresh, seasonal specials, and supporting local. A same subject line and preview and text for each email. Suggested call to actions for each email. Optional segmentation ideas based on food type, vegetables, fruits, meats, organic baked goods, and gluten-free. So let me show you the results. Sorry. Let's move to the next page. So you can use the QR code. You can use the email. And before I use the QR code, I also wanted to say something. All these images we created were with Gemini. So remember, even if you, I might go show you in a minute a case, but you can not only, even though we're talking about the content, the written content, you can also work a lot with images. So let me go to the Notion page so you can see the example of the email marketing. Again, we put our prompt and look how the detail. So the freshness start here. It is the email 1 with all the characteristics. Email 2, so you see, welcome to fresh, week 1. Eat with the seasons, week 2. Coffee and community, week 3. Freshly baked and locally made, week 4. Wellness from the ground up, week 5. So you see it's very detailed, and I love that it used the emojis very sparingly. And then it gives me some segmentation ideas so that we can go more in detail, okay, that you can add, and some tips. So let's go back. Please use all these prompts, test it yourselves. This could really give you like a real expansion of your team. So please, we encourage you to adopt these prompts. Now I'm gonna leave you with Mark to see also not only how to use the text, but also to use all the visual content.
Thank you, Adriana. So Adriana explained how to go from text to content, basically word content, like an email, a blog. Now I'm going to explain how you can strengthen your story, right, and deepen the engagement by going to visuals, text to visuals or text to videos. There's going to be 3 I'm going to explain. Nano Banana is from Google. VO3 is from Google Gemini, and HeyGen is an independent platform company that delivers avatars, realistic avatars. So let me go to the first one, Nano Bananas. Nano Bananas was released just most recently in August of 2025. It's part of the Google Creative Suite. It turns text prompts into realistic visuals or photo edits instantly. So it'll empower you, the small business owner, to make consistent professional images without design. It's very simple. And I'm going to give you an example of what I did. So last year I happened to be at a restaurant that I like. The original photograph of my meal is in the left-hand upper corner. It was a delicious hamburger. I've stored that as a photo on my iPhone for a year, never knowing what I was going to use it for. However, you can see it was a hamburger with a toothpick in it and Brussels sprouts. I don't know if they look like Brussels sprouts on the side. I just simply went into Google Gemini, Nano Bananas, and said, can you take out the vegetables? Now, it did happen to recognize what were the vegetables, and it took it out. And it took it out so realistically that you see the shading on the plate right there. So it put in shading on the plate because now it had taken out the Brussels sprouts. So I said, well, let's add some French fries. It added French fries. I think you're going to say, boy, they look like realistic French fries. I'm getting hungry because maybe some of you haven't eaten yet. But I said, well, I think my customers may want a pickle. So I said, add a pickle at the front side of the plate in front of the French fries, and it did exactly that. Notice the shading and how realistic that pickle is. Then I said, remove the toothpick, and it removed the toothpick. I'm not sure you can tell which is the original photograph. So when Adriana was explaining content and blog posts, you can also now easily insert photos, realistic looking photos into that blog post. Now I'm going to go into Google's VO. This is text to image, text to video image. It was launched in May of 2025. It also is part of Google's creative tools. It turns text to images into high quality videos with sound and motion. So it lets a small business create storytelling in minutes. No camera, no editing needed, just text. Let me show you an example of what I did. I went into Google Gemini and I went into VO and I said, create, these were the exact texts that I used. Create an animation of a cowboy riding a horse who is herding cows and steers. And then I said, like Texas Longhorns, into the sunset saying, get along, whoa. Let me see what it did.
Get along, whoa.
Can you play that again, Adriana, for us?
Get along, whoa.
I think you wouldn't know if those were real Texas Longhorns or a real cowboy or a real horse or not. Just simply with those couple of texts, I was able to create this reel. And imagine what you can do. Third, I wanted to talk about HeyGen. There are also competitors to HeyGen like Synthesia. It's an AI generated avatar creator. Creates lifelike avatars that speak using text or voice prompts. Again, in the future, once your avatar is created, and by the way, there's hundreds of standard avatars, but you can create your own from your own image. And using text, it will talk in various languages. It's great for marketing, training, or multilingual content. It allows tone, accent, and style control to match your brand voice. It's part of the AI ecosystem alongside the Google Gemini tools. If you look at if you click on the QR code there, this happens to be a client of ours, and she simply made a 4-minute video of herself through her iPhone, sent it to HeyGen. They sent back the avatar for approval. That, what you see right there, is her avatar. It looks exactly like her. And if you click on if you put your camera on the QR code, it'll take you to Instagram of her video and her AI avatar through HeyGen that she's using now for marketing. No longer do you need a camera. So now we're going to follow up with the other 3 points of the marketing map, customer touch points. First, I'm going to talk about AI in point of sale systems. You may know some of these point of sale systems like Clover, Shopify, Lightspeed, or Square. You may be using some of these systems, but not taking full advantage of it. So I'm going to give you some examples. We actually have a client using Clover, and they've hooked Analytics Business Queue, which is a platform, and they're able to predict very accurately their sales by week, by day, by month. As a matter of fact, it is so accurate that if you tell the system that there's going to be a major rainstorm next Thursday, it will tell you how many customers will come. They then hook that analytics to Homebase, which is their staffing platform, and they're able to adjust staffing during the storm so they don't have overstaff and they save money. Have a bakery using Square, and the Square integrates with Marketman or Margin Edge, and it links the recipes to ingredients and predicts restocking levels automatically. For instance, Square knows how many almond croissants you sold, right? Maybe you sold 200 this week or 50 today. That connection goes to the Marketman or Margin Edge, and it says, oops, we're out of almond butter. So I better reorder the almond butter because we sold a lot of almond croissants. This is real. You can do this yourself. So AI point of sale systems, whether it be Square, Clover, Shopify, or Lightspeed, they're going to help anticipate your demand, manage costs, and reduce waste. Now, I might mention that a lot of this capability is already natively in these platforms. Clover's a little bit older platform, so it doesn't have as much native AI, but I'm sure they're going to catch up. That's why my client was using Analytics Business Q as a separate platform connected to Clover. And for each of these, you can find platforms that connect to this if you need more information and data prediction and using AI smartly. So what is the new way in the point of sale systems? The new way in point of sale systems is from reactive to predictive, giving real-time insights, dynamic pricing, and data decisions real time. To fill this out, we're now going to talk about AI in customer relationship management systems. Some of these you may recognize, like Salesforce, HubSpot, and Zoho. There's also others like Monday and a few others that are among the top. I'll give you an example. A medical equipment distributor uses Salesforce Einstein, which is the AI component of Salesforce, to score and prioritize leads based on past conversion data. How do you tell which customer is a good lead, which is a medium lead, which is a poor lead? It can do that. Example two, a marketing agency uses HubSpot, and it uses the AI assistant in HubSpot to personally automate follow-ups triggered by the engagement. So all these platforms, your CRM platforms, whether they're Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho, Monday, act as AI assistants. They predict needs, personalize outreach, and they save you time. So what is the new way in CRMs? Well, AI transforms CRM's outreach from one size fits all to personalized predictive engagement, anticipating needs and building trust. It's personalized. Now we're going to talk about AI engagement platforms, customer engagement platforms. You get these every single day if somebody's on the phone with you answering questions, or you've got a chatbot, right? And some of these automated platforms are ManyChat, Drift, Intercom. Fin is the platform there, Customer IO. So they communicate across chat, email, voice, and social media. Let's just take an example. Fin is interesting from Intercom because that's an omni-channel AI agent using RAG. What's RAG? Retrieval Augmented Generative. So that is a way of pulling customer information from your database where you have customer information stored, and then resolving about 70% of the inquiries. You have to train it and give it feedback. That's why it's not at 100%. But you have to be in the process, in the loop. ManyChat automates intent recognition, replies, and follow-ups. It's mainly a messenger, WhatsApp, and SMS texting platform, versus Fin is an omni-channel and it has voice answering assistance. So AI is not really replacing humans, but it amplifies them with faster, smarter, and consistent multi-channel engagement So if you can get 40, 50, or even 70% of the answers to your customers without human intervention, you are saving time and money. But again, it's not automatic. You need to train it. And people like Intercom and Fin, ManyChat will show you how to train the system. So what is the new way in customer engagement platforms? Well, AI is changing the way we communicate from reactive to proactive. It's maintaining context, like the Fin channel can, across platforms, chat, voice, and messaging with continuous personal service. Like Fin can maintain the thread of the conversation no matter what the engagement is. So it's a new way of communicating personally with clients. We're all in this world today when we call up our bank, and you as a small business can use some of these platforms to do the same. Well, now I want to tell you how all this works together. So we have so many systems. Do they talk to each other? Some of you may know Zapier. Zapier is the glue that can connect hundreds of platforms together. So Zapier before was simply, if this, then that. Put this cell of data into this other system cell of data. It made the connection, the interlink between systems. However, now Zapier has AI Connect. Zapier AI can be the intelligence between the connection, and it can flag certain customers or certain transactions. It analyzes the incoming data to categorize customers and recommends or trigger actions automatically. It's not fully autonomous. The success of Zapier AI depends on the training, how you set up good data and human oversight. But now all these connections can be made, multiple connections across all the platforms. So an inquiry one place or a point of sale can be put into the CRM and can trigger a repeat customer buy with a post or an email. What we've done here in the left-hand corner, we have 3 case studies Adriana, do you want to go to a couple case studies just to show them that we have the case studies there that they can do about this interconnection? So in what we have here is 3 case studies. I won't go through them, but it's showing the smart priorities in handoff between these various platforms, the point of sale to the CRM, etc. And then what's the action taken? How does it classify it? Zapier AI can be the platform in the middle, which is making those intelligent connections and flagging certain transactions. And we have 3, you can go through it on your own, but there's 3 ways, 3, say, learning lessons we have in here on all these interconnections. I believe now, Adriana, we're going to go into the next session, which is, okay, now this is all great, but how do we train? How do we do this?
So how to implement? I know we have given you 2 courses of 2 hours with a lot of information, a lot more to come. The purpose of these 2 courses is for you to start, if you haven't done it, to start using the prompts. If you are already using AI, to try to elevate the level how you're using it. So our recommendation is start small. Identify maybe one repetitive task that it takes you a lot of time, like managing emails or inventory or the social posts and the marketing communication, and test one AI tool that solves it. Either you do it through your own large language model like ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, Perplexity, ones that you like, or Copilot, or you maybe explore the platforms that have that solution, okay? Use what you already have. So by now, there's a high chance you already have a lot of information. Could be in Square, QuickBooks, Shopify, Google Workspace, Canva. Probably you already have a lot of things. And also, I'm pretty sure if you check and you Google, you will find that many of these tools are already using AI. So the idea is you don't need to go out there, pay expensive tools, just use what you already are using. Test and measure. So check what it will take you to do one task at a time, what was usually was taking you in time, in money, in team hours, and then run a pilot for 2 to 3 weeks. And then again, track time save, engagement, sales improvement, and check what works and adjust what it doesn't work. Then go to the next level. Try to create a simple workflow. Maybe already, you work with the post, you can create the post. Maybe now you want to create a calendar for the post, and maybe how to send it automatically. So start trying things. So link tools like Zapier, make more other, try to make things a little bit more automatic that will help you. Always keep a human on the loop. I mean, we have been saying this all the time. Yes, you need to check everything that AI gives you for consistency, review messages, visuals, offers, the tone. So even I have a client, for instance, that one of the sales, she has a sales team, but one person of the sales team is AI, is very efficient AI. But 20% of those sales need to be double checked. So actually 100% of the sales that the AI person does, AI character, 80% are usually accurate, 20% may have a margin, maybe the part has been sold already or is out of stock. So they need to always be checking that. So this is an example that even though it can help you a lot with efficiency, you can be very efficient. Actually, she says that is the best selling person in the team, but it needs to be checked. So I encourage you to be aware of that. And when you advance more in tools need to be revised, make sure they're doing what you want, and keep it within the guardrails that you put. Learn and evolve, train your team, give your team the ability. Imagine this, when you train your team, is like giving your team new tools to elevate their work they're doing right now. Document that works, keep testing. AI adoption will help you grow, but go in small and steady steps. Finally, measurement, and this was a question last week. So we are used to use ROI, return on investment. You can still use return on investment in some cases. So you can define the success, something that it looks like it saved time or revenue or less errors, and identify the AI use case and select the specific processes. So make sure you pair apples to apples, maybe post engagement in post you have done with personally or with AI. And so it has to be the same number. Compare the before and after, and you can track hours saved, sales increase, customer engagement, and evaluate cost versus value. So the ROI, the return on investment formula, is return minus investment divided by investment times 100. So for instance, if an AI tool generated $24,000 in added sales, and the cost of the AI tool was $1,300, then the return on investment was 85%. You will have to do it with the previous example, like with no AI, how much did you sell, and what was the cost, and what was your return on investment. But sometimes with AI, this is not enough, because AI impacts much more than investment. So we know that AI really focuses only on financial gain, so it's missing other impacts. So for that, you can use something called return on productivity and impact. The formula is not that simple. So if you Google AI ROI calculators, it will give you many options. So I didn't put the formulas here because it's easier to use the calculators. But most probably you will need to track the number of employees or the teams that are affected, either positively or negatively, the average salaries and labor cost, time spent on tasks before and after AI implementation, one time or subscription cost of the AI solution you are using, estimated revenue increase, or other tangible benefits. So with having this at the last slide, I also want to highlight one thing. AI is an amazing tool. So imagine that we created planes to be able to fly. We created boats to be able to swim. We have created physical thing that has really expanded our physical beings. For the first time, we have tools that are expanding our brain and our capabilities on thinking, on our thinking process. So it's a tool that will enhance your employees and even can do your company more productive. This may also impact that you may not, that's a question that comes a lot. What shall I do with the employees? Or maybe I don't need that employee in that role anymore. What shall I do? I really believe our new leadership should really focus not only on using AI, but understanding that the people that have been working with us, that is been amazing for the team, to allow them to get trained to do roles that will benefit also the company. Because once you start using AI, productivity will potentiate. So think also how the people that you have around, maybe you need to upskill, reskill, and build the team together. So think as AI as a part of your team to grow together. Finally, this is the key QR code you need. So if you scan this QR code, you have information from both the first part of the AI course, beginner's AI course, and the second part. So I'm gonna wait 2 seconds while you scan the QR code, because I want you to see it, and I'm gonna show you. I will put it back. So it will take you to this page. Let me go back. Everything you can always return. So AI for Beginners part 1 and 2. This is the information we had last time. And also remember how to set it up safe, the downtown marketplace, and the prompts. Once you click in the prompts, it will take you to all the prompts, both last week and this week prompts. It will take you to the case that Mark explained, how to combine companies can start combining different activities with AI, and then the information about return on investment and the measurements. So you can always click back and it will take you to the first page. So we encourage you to start testing. We will be back with an in-person course in February. At the end of February, more to come about it. But remember, it is expected that 90% of businesses in the US will be using AI next year. So either if you are more a pro and you wanna just learn different ways, or you are a little bit afraid and you wanna get there, just listen to the videos again. They are in the link that I show you in our website, events and training. Listen it again, test the prompts, and we are here to help you. If you need consulting, remember, we are here to help you. If you are already registered with the SBDC, just request to get connected with us. And then you can always, you can, if you are not, just register and we will be able to help you. One thing before I answer one of the questions that is there. On November 20th, between 8:30 and 3 p.m., there will be a workshop from ChatGPT. So if you use the QR code, you are able to register. Don't miss these opportunities. The large language model company that are leading the companies that are leading these large language models are opening a lot of courses. Don't miss them. I'm gonna answer the second question. Yes, you will get the recordings. And again, if you go to our website and you look at the top, the titles of the website, there is one that say events and courses or webinars. I don't remember at this time. when you go to our website and you click that tab, it will take you to a link that takes you to all the videos. You can watch already the video that we had last week. At the end, I will show you again how to do it. But let's open first for questions and answers. Alexis, do you want to read the questions?
Yes, of course. So we do have 2 questions here. The first question is, can you discuss the upsides and downsides to using AI-generated images versus the real images? Specifically thinking about restaurants, where you would want to showcase actual dishes, or retail, where you would want to showcase actual products.
Mark.
So let me try that one. Well, I believe in truth in advertising. So you should have a photo of the actual dish, in my opinion. But this came up with one of my clients yesterday. This was very interesting. So he sells security cameras on a trailer, and you might have seen them in some parking lots. They're on a big pole and has lights on it, and it's powered through solar and batteries, and it's on a trailer, so it's movable. That device, that security trailer, can be in construction sites, can be in parking lots, can be in a number of different places. Now, does he have to create a parking lot photo? No, he just can create the parking lot or the construction site. Now, the image itself is of the trailer, and he can get a photo of that trailer and create the background. If you are eating, if you have a hamburger, what table is it on? If you're going to a picnic with the food, there's always truth in what the food looks like, and I think you should use original images. But the background, the situation, all that can be changed by AI.
Yeah, I want to add also, think of the images of AI also as a way to help you make decisions. Let's say in a restaurant you have a dish and you want to see if it would look different if you add or remove certain items. Just take the picture, add other ingredients, maybe change the color of the plate. Maybe that will enhance the picture. So, so yes, of course, your real pictures, but now it makes a big difference that you can take a picture with your cell phone and you can edit it yourself to convey the look and feel that you want.
Yes, and it also, you can enhance, there's image enhancement editing. And I mean, a little funny example, I had a picture from my cell phone and put it into Nana Bananas again, and I said, I need a professional headshot. Well, it took a picture of me sort of like this, but it put me into a white shirt with a tie, with a suit, and guess what? It made me 10 years younger, which I liked. And I couldn't age myself. It just kept on saying, no, you're 10 years younger, and that was my professional headshot. So I don't know. It can do a lot of things. You have to be careful with it and those type of images, and how you portray those images, to the public.
So we really want to encourage you to review this presentation. We know that marketing is a big, big environment. And you may have a lot of questions regarding the graphs that we show you, but we want you to go back and test it. Let me show you again how you download how you can look at the videos so you don't lose that opportunity. So when you go into our website, just Google SBDC at FIU, you go to events and trainings. All the events for the keys are in this column, for the Miami base are this column. But if you click here, it will tell you, it will take you to all the videos. Okay, so you can watch last time videos and this time videos. Before we leave, we want you to take the final survey. Please let us know how we did. And just a reminder, save the date, February 26th. And thank you. And please provide your feedback. It's very important for Mark and I to receive your feedback. So please take 2 seconds of your time. We are very grateful for these opportunities. This opportunity, more to come in agents and many other topics by verticals, by industries. So don't miss, continue working with us, revisit all the work we are giving you, and we hope to see you soon. I don't know, Alexis, if you want to add some last comments.
Yes, thank you so much, Adriana and Mark. And again, as Adriana just mentioned, we need feedback from you all so that we can continue to do workshops like this. So on your screen, you should see the survey. It's 7 questions. It's very brief. Please fill it out before you exit the webinar today. We need your feedback so we can know what we're doing well, what you all want to see again, if there's other topics that you want to see covered, what worked and what didn't. It is the way that we're able to continue to give valuable content to you all as participants. And please make sure that if nothing else, you find a way to follow us, whether it's on social media, subscribing to our newsletter, or visiting our website, SBDC .fiu.edu, so that you can always know when these webinars, workshops, and other resources are available to you. As Adriana mentioned, there will be an intermediate level in-person session for this very topic, and that will be happening in February of next year. So please make sure that you stay connected. So when we drop those dates, you're able to register. Again, it will be in person. So it'll be more informative, more interactive, and an opportunity for you to get to meet these wonderful consultants in person, ask them questions, and hopefully apply some of the things in real time.
Alexis, there is a question how to subscribe to the newsletter. I think I have it here.
Fantastic. Yes. So you can subscribe to the newsletter using the link. We will put the link for the subscription in the chat for you. It'll also be included in the follow-up email that you'll receive. Or there's a QR code for it at the beginning of the presentation that we can put on the screen.
Yeah, let me put it again.
Yeah, right there. And it's also in the chat if you would like to click the link. And while you all are completing this survey, if you do have any other questions, please feel free to type them in the chat.
Well, thank you very much for your time. It's been our pleasure.
Thank you, everybody.
To see you soon. If you need help, please either register with the SBDC. Remember, the consulting is free. Or if you're already a client of the SBDC, contact us and let us know how we can help you better. Okay. Thank you, Michelle, and thank you all.
Okay, thank you, Mark and Adriana. You all can exit. I know you all are very busy. I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes to let a few more people complete the survey, okay?
Thank you.
Yes, no problem. Okay, I see there are still a few participants on. If you are not completing the survey, you are free to leave. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you all so much for your time.